All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Wa Akwath, Yabashimel Shai Barakathum. Before I start, I want to give all praises to the creator of the heavens and the earth, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Harakakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostle, the elder bishops of the great millstone. All right, welcome back to another GMS Inspiration of the Almighty. And as you can see the title, Walk in Your Integrity, Prove Your Innocence. Walk in your integrity, prove your innocence. Okay? And that's what we finna talk about in this lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying. We finna talk about integrity. And when I mean by prove your innocence to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, the one that created you. Okay? Now we see right about now in Israel, it's been a lot of dudes that's been compromising, selling out to the Edomites, changing up the doctrine, and doing all of this, these abominable acts. And they think that we don't know and we don't see them. But the ones that's in the know, the ones that's paying attention, we see clear. And that's what I'm going to ride off. This thing is about holding your integrity. Shoot, to tell you the truth, your integrity is all you have. Okay? When you jump to the book of Job, it tells you that naked he came in this world and naked shall he leave. Quoting it a little different, but nonetheless, you come in this world with nothing and you leave with nothing. Going to show you that the what you do have and what you can hold is your integrity. Okay? That is so important to hold. That's like the number one thing you need to be holding. And in this lesson, I hope to encourage you brothers and you little amount of sisters out there to take pride in your integrity. To take pride in your integrity and prove your innocence to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. You're going to find out that the word integrity and innocence, they're synonyms to each other. They're basically one and the same things. Okay? Be a man with integrity. Be a woman with integrity. Okay? Prove yourself to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So look, the first thing I did do is I wanted to define the word integrity in the Hebrew. So I searched for the word integrity, and the first time it pops up is when it's dealing with Abraham, when he when he feigned his wife Sarah to be his sister. Okay, and when you read the account, he faked his wife to be his sister. The Hamite king took her in, thinking that he was going to sleep with her because Sarah is very beautiful. And the Heavenly Father visited that Hamite. And it was a conversation that was had, which we could run to show forth that, we could run with it to show forth that integrity is like, integrity will save you, okay? It get you saved. We're going to show you. It says, and Abimelech had, this is Genesis 20:4. And Abimelech is the Hamite, had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, she is my sister? And she even herself said, he is my brother. In my integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. So that the Hamite is pleading with the Heavenly Father that he didn't do no malicious act, but he thought that Sarah was the sister of Abraham. That's why he was trying to take her. In integrity of his heart and his innocency. You notice how he used both words. The integrity of his heart and his innocency. Because both of the words go one in hand with each other. It says, the Heavenly Father said unto him in a dream, Yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thine heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffer I thee not to touch her. So you see how, since that Hamite had integrity within himself, the Heavenly Father said he'd held that Hamite from sinning against him. So it goes to show you that your integrity goes a long way. Just when you didn't think, integrity stepped in for you and pleaded your cause and got you saved or got you out of trouble. you know. So it says, now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, then shalt thou surely die, thou and all that are thine. So when you're not holding your integrity, you're moving in a crook, perverse manner, then Yahweh Shema Shai is going to kill you. So a lot of you Israelites out there, you've compromised yourself because you just couldn't suffer a little bit longer. You couldn't continually suffer on this side. And you said, nah, I'm just going to do whatever it is I want to do. I'm going to sell out to the Edomites. I'm going to go against the Heavenly Father. You're going to lose and compromise your integrity. Well, you're going to get put to death, man. So we see here in this passage that Hamite king was told to him, it was told him by the Heavenly Father that he knew that he had integrity. He did it in his integrity, and the Heavenly Father withheld him from sinning. So, brothers and sisters, like that saying going in the world, that goes in the world, your integrity is all you have, and that's real talk. That's real talk. It ain't about anything you have. It ain't about your money. It ain't about how good you could talk to them. It ain't about how much charisma you have or how much people like you, your popularity. Truly to tell you truly to tell you the truth, at the end of the day, it's about your integrity. Anybody could get popularity. Anybody could get money. Anybody could get status. Anybody could get charisma or all those different abilities. But not everybody has their integrity, though. Not everybody could keep their integrity. Okay? So, like I was saying a little earlier, I want to see where was the first time integrity popped up. It was in that Genesis passage. And when you look up the word integrity, it goes to the Strong's H8537. And the Hebrew word is thumb. Thumb. And you quickly see that it says completeness, innocence, upright, uprightly, uprightness, perfect, usually morally innocent. So that's what the word defines itself as. To be complete, to be whole. When you have your integrity, that means you sincere, you innocent, you're free from guilt. So then you're whole. Your mind is whole. You know your feet is under you. But the moment that you compromise your integrity, man, that messes with your conscience. You know that you slipped, you went off, you went contrary. You can't just stop thinking of that. So you're not complete. So it means to be complete when you have it. And then it says innocence. We know innocence, what that word means, free from guilt. Even our forefather Daniel, he was known for his innocency. And that's why the Heavenly Father saved him from the lion's den. Because remember that they tried to set up Daniel. And he was innocent from it. So from his innocency, the Heavenly Father delivered him. So that's going to be within our case. If you found innocent on to the end, you truly gave Yahweh Shema Shai your all, you did your best, then you will be delivered like our forefather Daniel. And then you notice it said upright, uprightly, and uprightness. All three different forms of saying upright. To be upright, meaning to have your mind set on what is right. That's what upright means. It means your mind is already focused on what is right. That is integrity. You're going to do what the Heavenly Father told you to do, regardless of the situation that arises. Regardless of how hard things could get, you're going to keep your integrity. You're going to stay upright. You're going to still think to do the right thing. See what happens with our people when they get put in jams, when things get hard, they compromise their integrity. They do what they know what they're not supposed to do because they want to quickly get themselves out of that discomfort. But the ones who keep, and that's that's just what Jake do. So we have to be we have to be aware of that. When you're in your lower state, the scriptures talk about be patient when I change to a lower state. Keep your integrity down there. Because that's all you truly have at the end of the day. The demons want you to compromise that. Okay? And then it said to be perfect. And we know what Matthew 5:48 say. Matthew chapter 5, verse 48 say, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So to be perfect as well. And to be perfect, we know that in these bodies, you cannot be perfect. We sin unwillingly, willfully, we can't even help ourselves because of these bodies. So what do it mean to be perfect? How can I be perfect? Lord, these bodies that I have, it prevents me. So what is it? What are you really trying to say to me? Well, to be perfect means to walk in your integrity, have your integrity, to be complete, to be innocent, free from guilt about everything. Have your mind focused on what is right. That's what it means to be perfect. You know? So, like I said, when we looked up the word integrity, it means to be complete, innocent, upright, perfect. And then one of the words that I skipped over, it says simplicity. To keep things simple. Stick to the standards. Stick to what has been specifically said. Not what just was said, but what specifically was said. The details, because the Heavenly Father is about the details. Well, quickly, it made me think of Psalms 25 and 20. Because when you do these things, when you holding your integrity and your innocence, you're proving your innocence, well, guess what it's going to do for you? Proverbs chapter 25, verse 20, it says, "Oh, keep my soul and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I have put my trust in thee. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I will wait on thee." So integrity preserves you like salt. Like salt preserves meat. Integrity preserves you like salt preserves meat. So hold fast your integrity preserves you with the Heavenly Father. It keeps you. And that's how you will not be found ashamed, and you will be delivered. This guy was not, the Lord, the angels would tell the Heavenly Father, or Yahweh Shai would tell the Heavenly Father, this guy kept his integrity the whole time. He went through this, he went through that. He lost this, he lost that. He got hit with this super bad ailment, and he still held his fast his integrity. So he's worthy of being delivered. See, things like that will be said to you, and that's that preserving. Your integrity preserved you. Watch how good it's going to be when all is said and done, and you'll be able to stand before Yahweh Shai and said, I have did everything to be able to stand before you. I held fast my integrity. I didn't compromise. I didn't change the doctrine. I didn't make this thing about me. When I got changed to a lower state, I still trusted in you. I prayed and stayed strong. Watch when them days come in, it's gonna be like as if it's gonna be better than anything possible. Like that's like, man, it's just gonna be the best. Now look, when I looked up the word integrity, I went down to the Chaldee lexicon, and as you can see here, I highlighted the bangers. Now look at what it says, and it says integrity of mind, innocence. All right, so in your mind, that's where it's all at. It's all in the mind. Constantly, when you get put in your situations, it's all in the mind. What you gonna do? You're gonna do the right thing. You're gonna do the wrong thing. It's constantly like that with this. So in your mind, gear yourself with uprightness. Focus on what is right. That's what is commanded. It says integrity of heart, to live uprightly. You see, integrity means to live uprightly. It says used of simplicity of mind. The way that you live uprightly is by keeping it simple. Simplicity of the mind. Stick to the standards and you'll be fine. The standards are already rolled out for you. The standards are already prepared for you. You just have to follow them. So with simplicity of the mind, that's what's going to keep it from making things overly hard. Because soon you step out of simplicity, you start making things overly hard. It says, used of simplicity of the mind, which is opposed to mischief and ill design. Just as I was saying a couple seconds ago, it's all in your head. You constantly opposing mischief and ill design, the wicked thoughts that's running in your mind, the different lust that you ain't supposed to be thinking about or doing. When you are opposing all of that and living uprightly, you're fighting against it. You're fighting a good fight of faith. It says, without any purpose, going with simplicity of mind, not conscious of evil designs. Truth. So that right there just lets you know exactly what integrity is and what the Lord is looking for. He's looking for a person who's keeping it simple, who's opposing mischief and illness. He ain't thinking about evil purposes. You know what I'm saying? He don't have no evil designs, or he's not coming up with evil thoughts. And he's about what truth is, and he's living it. That's what the Lord wants from all of us. And that's what we have to prove our innocence. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9 says, he that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that is perverse in his ways shall be known. Let's read that in the NLT. It says, people with integrity walk safely, but those who walk crooked paths will slip and fall. So you see how your integrity, when you have your integrity, you walk surely, you walk safely. It's like it's like when you're dealing with people, look, I'm free from guilt. When I talk to you, it's all straightforward. I don't have nothing, no evil darkness traveling behind me. I ain't gotta lie to you. I ain't gotta front. You know what I'm saying? When you have that's a superpower. When you have that type of superpower, man, you notice that when people talk to you, they either gonna respect you or they're just not gonna like you because they're gonna think that you're better than them. Which they know that they're not doing right and you are, so that that makes that enviousness come there. But that's when you hold your integrity, it's either gonna make a person cling to you or flee from you. Either or. You know what I'm saying? Because you're walking surely with it. Integrity is the man, I love integrity, man. I love to show it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's beautiful to show it. You know what I'm saying? Because hey man, we supposed to lead by example. When our whole nation is gonna be a nation of men and women full of integrity. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes you the best. All right. So also we know you keep your integrity, at the end of the day, you're going to get the ultimate reward, which is salvation. Well, Proverbs 28:18 says, whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved. Remember, uprightly fit within integrity. Well, if you walk uprightly, you're going to be saved. But it says, but he that is perverse in his way shall fall at once. So we see anybody perverse, anybody that can't keep their word, they always lying, they not really about the truth, they compromise, they change the doctrine for money, they about 50 lucre, they want to just get in all the sisters' panties so they'll tell the sisters anything. All of them gonna fall. All of them. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shema Shai gonna get him. Just as remember earlier in the lesson, we read about Abimelech. The Lord told that Hamite, you better restore Sarah to Abraham because he is a prophet. And if you don't, I'm going to surely kill you and everything that's yours. So anybody that don't want to hold integrity, you will be met and visited by Yahweh Shema Shai. It's going to lead me to the next little portion of what I'm talking about here. Because not everybody has integrity. Not everybody can have this. This is like a needle in a haystack. If you holding your integrity, you're like a needle in a haystack. Not many people hold their integrity. They don't really care about it. It means nothing to them. Their word means nothing to them. Their actions mean nothing to them. And that's why they're going to be missile food, man. But when you jump to Proverbs 20 and 6 through 7, let me read this in the NLT. It says, many will say they are loyal friends, but who can find one who is truly reliable? That's a question. It says the godly walk with the godly walk with integrity. Blessed are their children who follow them. And then when you read in the King James Version on verse 7, it says, blessed are they children who come from him. So the question was that who could find a loyal friend? There's not many reliable. And then the answer was the godly walk with integrity. The ones with their integrity is going to be the loyal friend and reliable. But they got to walk the godly. They got to walk with the Heavenly Father. You got to be about truth. You got to be innocent. You got to prove your innocence through your actions. You're always constantly picking the right thing. You living upright. You know, and your children that come after you, and you will be an example for everybody. You know, which gonna lead me straight to King David. Here it is. The Heavenly Father is rebuilding the house of David. David is gonna be sitting on the throne in the kingdom. Well, this man, David, man, the Heavenly Father gave David the ultimate integrity. And David's life is an example proving it. Well, when you read about David, what he wrote in Psalms 26 and 1, check this out when he was talking about integrity. All right. Psalms 26 and 1, it says, judge me, O Yahweh, for I have walked in my integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord. Therefore shall I not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins in my heart. For thy loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go into the dissemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands in innocency. So will I compass thine altar, O Lord. So off top, David walked surely. Remember we read in Proverbs 10 and 9. It says, he that walketh uprightly walketh surely. When we just read this about David, he was saying, I walked surely because he kept his integrity. He even asked the Heavenly Father to examine him, prove me. And then he said, I've hated the wickedness. You know, he didn't sit with vain fellows. He didn't take bribes. Matter of fact, let's jump down to verse 9, because he goes on to say he didn't take bribes. It says, gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with the bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk with my integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place, and in the congregations while I bless Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. So you see that? David knew from how he walked that he was worthy of being saved. There was chances that he was worthy of being saved, and that he didn't gather his hands with bribes. He didn't sit with vain fellows. He didn't take no bribe. He didn't compromise. He didn't change the doctrine up, which a lot of these Israelites is doing. You know? He said he's walked in his integrity, so be merciful. He was talking to the Heavenly Father. And he said my feet stand in an even place. You know what that means? Your feet standing in an even place, that means you're balanced. You're on point. Or, like we read, I quoted a little earlier, Matthew 5 and 48, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven, which is perfect. He's walking perfectly. He's even. Check out this quote that I have found. It says, nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. There's nothing more sacred. That's your sanity. Your integrity is your sanity. The moment you lose it, you're gonna lose your sanity. You're gonna become insane. There's nothing more sacred. So don't allow no other Israelite man, no heathen, get you to compromise your integrity. If you know what the truth is, stick to the truth. It don't matter if your friend, your best friend just turned to evil, he turned to the dark side. Just because he was your best friend don't mean nothing. Keep your integrity. You may still love him, but you can't deal with him like that. You turn to the dark side. You have to still keep your integrity. See, a lot of Israelites get caught up with the friendships that come with the truth, instead of being caught up within the truth itself, the integrity that in the keeping it simple, improving your innocency. Let's play this real quick video that I had found here.
Carl Jung discovered that
do the right thing even when no one is looking. It's called integrity, a powerful quote that captures a timeless principle about living with honor and moral consistency. The quality of being honest and adhering to strong moral principles, regardless of external validation or consequences. It suggests that true character is revealed not in public acts performed for recognition, but in private moments when there's no audience, no reward and no immediate accountability. Doing the right thing in such moments reflects an internal commitment to values over convenience, ego, or external pressures. Integrity is about aligning your actions with your values consistently, whether in public or private. It's the moral compass that guides decisions when temptation, ease, or anonymity might pull you in another direction. Live authentically, build trust, and create a life of purpose. Integrity is the quiet strength that defines character when the spotlight is off.
Everything that I have been saying was spoken in that video. It's about doing the right thing when nobody ain't around, man. You ain't doing this for nobody but yourself. You proving your innocence. Psalms 84:11 says, for the Lord power is a sun and shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walketh uprightly. Proverbs 25:28 and 5-6. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. It's about integrity, improving your innocence, holding fast your integrity. The Lord will deal with you. He will save you. You will be found worthy. But if you can't hold your integrity, you compromise, you go against what is truth, then the Heavenly Father is going to be against you. And through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shai, through all the free brothers and sisters that stopped through, Shalom.